I'd encourage you to get the knowledge first, get the card second. The other thing is,
sorry, dude, your one-liners are just so on point. It is unreal. All episode, I'm like, oh my gosh, the amount of clips of one-liners from Justin are just phenomenal. Sorry, keep going.
well, I'm gonna give you another one. I'm gonna give you another one.
I'm ready.
Hunt, don't chase.
Love it.
Time, space, collecting. A multiverse of stories shaped by the choices we make. We are your guides across the Marvelverse, exploring everything from the MCU to cards and collectibles. Because every piece we collect tells a story. The question is, what does yours say about you?
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome into Across the Marvelverse, episode number 8. I am joined by a very special guest today, none other than the Spidey Hits, Justin Underwood. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Jimmy. Thanks for having me.
Dude, I am so excited you're here for many, many reasons, but believe it or not, you are one of the main people that got me into Marvel cards.
Wow. Okay. That is awesome.
Yeah. So funny enough, when I was really into Dragon Ball for a long time, still am, and I wanted to mix it up, get into something new. And I've always loved Marvel. I've just never collected anything Marvel at that time. And I was like, well, let me see what's up with these Marvel cards. And your video was the first one that popped up. You were opening up Premiere. I think you, yep. And you pulled some like Guardians of the Galaxy sketch, I think maybe.
It was a really nice one. That's right.
It was really nice. And I thought it was like the coolest thing in the world because Guardians are one of my favorite teams. So I was like, oh, this is awesome. And I tried to get into it. I joined your Discord. And then I got super overwhelmed because there were so many sets and I left.
It is a little overwhelming. I feel that all the time.
I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many sets. There's so many cards. I was like, what? And it was so foreign to me from trading card games. And I was like, I can't do it. I'm not, I don't know. And I put it down for a little bit and then Marvel Platinum dropped and I got back into it and I was like, okay, I got to get back in to the Spidey Hits Discord. And dude, yeah, so you're a big inspiration to me. I've learned a lot from you. Very happy to have you on the show.
Well, hey, first of all, thank you. I'm honored. I'm surprised, man. I feel like you've been a member of our community for a long time and you've just fit in immediately.
Oh,
like you've always been there. So I'm a little surprised to hear that it was that premiere video that brought you in the first time.
Yeah, man, that was the first time. Yep. And then Marvel Platinum was my first box. Went down to my comic shop. I messaged little Joey, our guy at the comic book shop, and I said, hey, do you have Marvel Platinum? And he said no. And then he messaged me back the next day. He's like, actually, I got one box, but we pulled like one or two packs out. Someone wanted one or two packs. Was like, you can have the rest. I said, okay. Drove down, bought it, and then I was hooked, man. It got me.
Yeah, I've said many times, you got to be careful dipping your toe into Marvel cards because it's all in.
Oh yeah, there's no dipping. You dip it first and then you just fall right in. Yeah,
exactly.
Yep. Well, dude, we have.
Next thing you wake up and you have a podcast called Marvelverse.
I know. I couldn't stay away, man. I had a Dragon Ball podcast for a little while, and it's been like 3 years since I've been active with any content. So I'm excited.
I'm going to confess something to you. All right, I'm going to confess.
Okay.
I'm in high school. I'm a Marvel fan. I love the style of Jim Lee and the Kuberts, and obviously from a Marvel card standpoint, your fantasy realism with Jusko and the Hildebrands and Julie and Boris. But all of a sudden, my friends start drawing this anime style with this hair going straight up, and I felt incredibly threatened by it. And I took art 1, 2, and 3 in high school, and I kind of refused to draw anything that looked anime. It didn't have enough details for me, right? Like,
really,
so I stiff armed Dragon Ball Z a bit. Like, I don't know if it's like insecurity, but I was like, I didn't want it to overtake the style of art that I loved from the '90s Marvel.
Oh man, I got to take down the art behind me there. The wall.
I have a so now, all these years later, I have an incredible appreciation for it. I think it's wonderful, and it's a great style that, you know, I enjoy even when we get Marvel anime. I think it's great. But I don't know why I felt so threatened by it in that early age. In it was really high school. It wasn't say early age. It was probably like 15, 16,
Okay.
17.
Yeah. Wow. No kidding. That's so funny. Well, dude, speaking of your story, I really would love to know how you initially were introduced to Marvel, like how it all started for you.
Yeah. So I have a twin brother named Dustin. I always got to start with him because he was, my partner in crime from day one, right? Our parents divorced in the summer of third and fourth grade, and when that happened, we moved. And when we moved, we ended up going to this new school, just me, my brother, and my dad. And we meet this kid named Matthew Hankins, whose mom and dad was also going through a divorce. And Matthew is already getting his dad to take him to this place called Cards, Coins, and Collectibles in our mall. And through kind of an introduction through Matthew, we got introduced to Cards, Coins, and Collectibles, and already a fan of X-Men, the animated series, and just kind of Marvel in general. In fourth grade, just it's a great age to be introduced to these
Sure.
trading cards.
Sure. Yeah.
Going to the store, we started, buying a pack or two at a time, and then opening them up. And just, man, I remember in fourth grade sitting down, and in 94 Flair, there's just this close up to Hulk and a close up to Thing. And I remember sitting down and trying to draw those, right? Um, and so really it was around 93, 94 is whenever I first got strongly introduced to Marvel trading cards.
Okay.
Obviously, you start seeing the 92, the 90 stuff when you kind of look back, and you're picking up some stuff. And then that went on through to 96. And around 96 is when I was 13. I really started dating. And so it kind of died down at that point in time. I At that point, I was really staying more in tune to the hobby through Wizard magazines. And I continued to get Wizard magazines all the way up into high school. I probably picked up some stuff here and there, but our Cards, Coins, and Collectibles shop had closed. So you just opportunity was not there.
Sure. Sure. Okay. Wow. So you have deep history with Marvel then. This is something you've been into a lifetime, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I have my childhood cards. When I
So
was a
cool.
kid, I've said this many times. The 1994 Fleer Ultra X-Men Wolverine versus Spider-Man card was my card that I loved the art. It wasn't about rarity or anything like that as much back then. It was more about the art, and certainly that was my two favorite characters on one card, done in just what I think is perfection when it comes to the way I like to see my Wolverine and my Spider-Man.
So cool, man. So cool. So speaking of Spider-Man, why Spider-Man? What drew you to that? I mean, Spider-Man's cool. I like who doesn't like Spider-Man, but
Well, I mean, it's easy. I mean, Spider-Man obviously is just a great character. He has this element about him, how he's able to overcome without compromising, and that's always been really attractive to me. The other thing that was happening at that time was in 1994, you had Spider-Man the animated series, and I was hooked. Like, I was all in on that cartoon, so much so that in fourth grade, my brother and I would walk home from school. And one day, we're walking home from school, and he was faster than me running at that time, not forever. He beats me to the house.
like, let's set the record straight, okay?
Yeah, at that time, he beats me to the house, and he locks me out of the house. And Spider-Man started probably at 3:30 at that time. So you had to rush home to get there to be able to see the beginning of the show. And when he locked me out, I became so enraged that I literally punched the glass out of the door to get in. And to this day, I have a massive scar
You
down
do
my
not.
hand. Yeah, from punching my way in to go see Spider-Man. So Spidey Hits is a real thing.
No. Okay. All right. So Spidey Hits. So that's real. Is that where?
That's 100% real.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. I did not know this story. That's amazing. That's amazing.
I bled everywhere because I cut right through this vein on the top of your wrist. You can't
Yeah.
see it, but it actually goes all the way down to here,
Oh
all
my
the way.
gosh.
And it looked like a big old Nike check because it literally pulled the meat and the skin completely out. Because when I punched through, the glass fell down. And so when I'm yanking my hand back, the glass is falling and it just got it. And I thought I was going to die because there was no adults there. My mom doesn't live there because our parents are divorced. In 1994, my dad doesn't have a cell phone, right?
Right, right.
And I'm just sitting there bleeding. I'm literally I'm cupping my hand with blood just pouring all through it and into the floor. And I'm like, what do we do? Somehow we got in touch. I think we through like maybe the phone book. I can't remember. We got in touch with my mom's best friend who sent her boyfriend over to check on me, uh, and got me bandaged up. My dad, who is one of those like really kind of tough. He had a phrase he would say. He said, if it takes blood, cut yourself. I've had worse in the corner of my eye, never missed a blink. He like taught hard work and grit. When I got home, he made me wash the dishes, even though my hand was completely exposed. I'm like, I probably need to go get stitches. He's like, no, go wash the dishes.
You're like, I don't know if I'm washing them or making them dirtier.
Yeah, I remember sitting like at the sink washing them, and I think I'm recalling. I think he was like telling me how like the Dawn dish soap would like do it some good to clean it or something. But yeah, that was me getting in to see Spider-Man the animated series, which I love that show. Just such a great Daniel Christopher Barnes, the voice of Spider-Man, also the voice of Prince Eric in Little Mermaid, if you didn't know.
Oh, okay. Did not know that.
Just did a fantastic job in creating what lives in my head as Peter Parker.
That's such a cool story. I mean, how many people can say they bled for Spider-Man?
Yeah, I don't know. And I have to go ahead and tell you on top of that, I don't have it with me. The one, it's in my Spider-Man glass, but I had a Spider-Man action figure that I cherish. And so to this day, I still love action figures. This is the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man, but
so cool.
And those action figures were a huge part of my imagination and playtime. That's when Mortal Kombat was out, and we played a lot of Mortal Kombat on the Nintendo and Super Nintendo, I guess. And so I would literally kind of do the same kind of tournament combat style with my Marvel action figures, where they basically Spider-Man would start at the bottom and he would have to fight all the guys until he got to the top. And the top would be the henchman that guarded, was it Magneto? Guarded Magneto was a Spawn figure. This big, like Todd McFarlane was doing action figures back then that were incredibly more detailed than your other figures. But he was like the Goro of Magneto. Like I had to get through him. Peter Parker had to get through him before he got to Magneto. So it's a lot of fun.
And I'm assuming Peter Parker always won.
Always.
Yeah. Yeah. I figured. Cool.
I mean, he literally had a, those like tri-hook fishing hooks with
yeah.
That was the web, and I would use that for him to swing. So, how can you defeat that?
You can. It's impossible.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Well, I'm excited to get into the news because I think you're going to like some of the stuff that we have to talk about, specifically about Spider-Man 94. So let's hop into it.
All right.
The Watchers Report.
All right. And we're going strong. I'm going to see if this works. I'm going to share my screen. So here we go. I got some feedback that they wanted more visuals. So I'm trying to set up for more visuals. See, I'm not
to cover our face up. I know.
Yeah. Well, see, Justin, you're the pro at YouTube. I'm super new to doing video. I've always done audio only for the most part. So I'm learning a lot.
Oh, you're doing a great job.
No, I appreciate it. I'm trying. All right. So lots of news to talk about. Marvel Zombies. There's a new trailer. We're not going to watch it because we don't do trailers on this show. I don't know if you knew that, Justin, but I don't watch any trailers. I refuse to watch them. I do everything I can to avoid them. When I'm in the movie theater, I will literally look down and try not to pay attention. I don't like watching any of the Marvel trailers because I don't want anything to be spoiled. I'm really big on
Jimmy,
that.
you and I are the same. I'm probably not as extreme as you, but especially today's trailer, they just give everything away.
Everything
Like,
away. It's so
it's
frustrating.
horrible.
I hate
Yeah,
it. I
so
hate it.
but I did watch this trailer. I did
Okay.
watch
Well, don't spoil it.
I have to tell you there's zombies in it. I'm sorry.
Justin, just end the show. That's it. But if you do want to watch trailers and go against Justin and I's advice, you are welcome to. There's a new one out there. They did post this poster. I mean, there's no getting away from the poster, right? And there is right there, dead in center. I'm assuming that kind of looks like Scarlet Witch right there.
Oh,
So
they show everything in this trailer, so please don't watch it.
okay, all right. But very excited.
You don't have to wait long.
I know, September 24th. September 24th. 3 weeks. 3 weeks, and we're into Marvel Zombies, so that's exciting. But that was pretty much it for MCU news. I just wanted to make sure everyone knew about that. But I was so happy they released these cards because you're on the episode today, and they released these beautiful Secret Lair cards. We talked about them last week, but now we have the visuals. So if you're out of the loop, Magic the Gathering Marvel is basically here, right? It drops this month. And there's a Secret Lair drop, which is a special drop where it's a set of 5 cards. It can be non-foil or foil. They do sets of both. And it's just, you have to be online on their website the moment it drops to pick up your set. And you're guaranteed the 5 cards. So we're going to show, if you're listening audio, I'll describe them a little bit. If you're on YouTube, you'll see them. The first one here, you've got just that's like the definition of a Spidey hit, Justin, is it not?
That is the whip right in your face.
That's right. That's right.
I love the J. Jonah Jameson here. Fact or fiction? Spidey, good for the city?
Yes, they have these cards. It looks like a newspaper article, which is, I was literally so excited they did this. I was telling my wife about it, who probably couldn't care less, but she humors me. And I was like, that's genius, because you have trading cards. And one thing that sometimes is not appealing to collectors is all the text, right? All over the trading card. Well, what better than to basically hide the text in plain sight to make it look like a newspaper article?
That's a brilliant point. You know, Upper Deck did these Daily Bugle cards. I don't know if you've ever seen them. I was pretty excited about when I heard Upper Deck talk about them before they were released. But when they did, there were these fold out cards.
Yes, I do know what you're talking about. Yes.
And they don't fit in the binder. You have to fold them out. Like it ended up not feeling like a trading card. And the fold made it look like it was damaged. It was just, but this is a perfect execution.
Great. It's great. It's great.
You just want the front page of the paper.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So big fan of these cards. We'll go through the other ones a little quicker. You've got Frantic Search.
I'm excited.
Oh, really? Okay. So, yeah. Oh, and I should credit the artist. The last one was Carissa Cicillo and Scott Akamora. I believe Scott Akamora is on most of them. This one's Scott Akamora and Javier Charo. This is Spider-Man. He's basically exiting the scene. Frantic Search, Spider-Man lead suspect in jewelry heist.
J. Jonah is just kidding.
He's going after his man.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. Scheming Symmetry. You've got Spider-Man and Miles Morales. That's Ryan Pancoast and Scott Akamora. It looks like you got some Doc Ock arms all in the background there. Very cool.
You do, but to the point that the symmetry's there. They're both almost the exact same pose, but going opposite directions.
Yep.
It's beautifully executed.
Perfect. I don't collect a lot of Spider-Man, but I'm definitely going to go after this set. You got Blasphemous Act.
Wow, look at this.
Great art there. I love that, just kind of the way the smoke comes through, and they've got this very warm hue throughout the picture. It looks great. You've got Spider-Man basically almost like he's just getting away from Green Goblin.
Yeah. And it doesn't say it's Green Goblin. It's just Blasphemous Act, Daily Bugle, Under Attack with Spider-Man front and center.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It looks like Green Goblin's chasing him away.
Yeah.
And then the last one here, Impact Tremors, Spider-Man Rhino Strikes City. And you got Spider-Man there with Rhino, like he's riding Rhino.
It looks like Rhino just took out Sandman.
It does. Yeah, it really does. It really does. And that's Zoltan Boros and Scott Akamura. But man, these cards are great. If you want to pick them up, they are very affordable if you can get in and get through the queue to purchase. It can be kind of tough on these drops. So make sure you've got your account, you've got your payment methods updated, you're on the site right before it goes live, you're refreshing and ready. Non-foil sets are $29.99. Rainbow foil sets are $39.99. And if you are planning on getting multiple sets, there's free shipping for all single orders over $99. And it drops on September 22nd.
Did you hear kind of the trick that people were doing last year when they had the Wolverine, Storm, Captain America, Iron Man, Black Panther Secret Lair drop?
They were buying other things, right? Is that what it was?
They would go, say the drop was at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yes. Okay.
At 9:50, they would go in and they would add items to their cart and then sit there. And then once the clock ticked over, they would click add more items to cart and it would let them buy, and it didn't stop them.
That's what it was. I knew there was something about buying other things. So it was okay. So they're adding it to the cart early and then they hit add more, and it basically bypasses the queue.
It bypassed the queue, whatever defense they had for that. Like and it was a problem because people that knew that were like buying in bulk apparently or something.
Yeah.
And they had to shut the queue down, stop it, and then reopen it later. It was a whole fiasco. Hopefully that's fixed this time.
One would think.
One would think, but I don't think even Wizards of the Coast Magic the Gathering was prepared for the popularity that was going to happen with that release last year. I think this release is even more hyped, so to speak. But for us Marvel trading card fans who love original art, there's been a lack of original art with the early releases from Topps outside of one insert. And this is going to really, I think, help satisfy some of that need for original art.
Oh yeah.
Now I will defend Topps for a second because people are like, "Where's the original art?" Well, it takes time for the artist to actually paint it. They want it done overnight.
Very good point. I haven't heard anyone make that point, Justin, and it is a very good point.
Well, it's the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
I tell you, like it is being painted. It is being done now. You just have to be patient.
Yeah.
What do you want? You want it done overnight, and then you're going to get what you get.
Mm-hmm. That is a very good point. So yeah, if you are interested in Secret Lair, you can sign up for notifications as well. I would not wait though for them to email you to then go on. I would be ready as soon as it drops. Make sure you know what time. Date? September 22nd. We don't know the time yet. It's usually around 10 a.m. like you said. But we'll see what time they drop. Maybe they'll change it up. So be ready.
It's tough for me, man. When I'm at work.
Me too.
It's hard.
See, I'm really into sneakers, and the sneakers always drop at 10 a.m. as well. And it's always during the week, and I always end up in a meeting, and then I always miss them.
Exactly. I have to take care of my customers first.
Yep. Let's see. Okay, so moving into some comic news, just some new comics that are coming out this week. You got all new Venom number 10.
I need to show my wife this.
Really? She a fan?
Her favorite character is Venom.
Okay.
Funny side story. She bought a Venom shirt this week.
Okay.
Got it in. It's pink, and it has kind of a Barbie doll design.
but it's Venom.
But it says Venom where it might say Barbie. And she gets it home. She's so proud of it. She shares it with me, and I go, "Oh, that's a great looking shirt," and it really is great looking.
Uh-huh.
But it's Carnage in the image, not Venom.
Oh no!
And she was so disappointed.
Oh no!
She mistook the Carnage for Venom. And anyway, turned into a whole thing. Now my brother owns the shirt. But my wife is a strawberry blonde.
Okay.
I think she would love to know that Mary Jane dons the Venom symbiote.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. And they've got some great variant covers for the comic as well. So definitely a cool one to check out. Amazing Spider-Man number 11 dropped. So another very cool issue. This has the first appearance of Plague RX and Wretched as a cameo.
I don't know either one of those.
Well, first appearance. So now you can learn who they are. Some really cool covers. You've got Wretched. They note him on this cover as well. And one thing I thought was really interesting, Justin, there's obviously some great art through all the covers here, ton of different variants. But look at this last one. They got Spidey and Stitch.
In an old Ramita cover. That is fascinating.
Isn't that crazy?
My oldest daughter's favorite character is Stitch.
I mean, dude, we need to find a way to make sure you get this then.
Yep, exactly. I gotta share it with her at least.
Yep. So it's the Spider of the Stitch. They got him in the little corner there too. And and it's kind of like Stitch is in the similar pose, just the opposite arm and leg forward as Spider-Man.
I'm just thinking of all the trouble Stitch calls and like Spider-Man trying to keep up with him.
Right.
It would be hilarious.
It would be. It would be. So, okay, here's the big one, Justin, that hopefully you're going to be excited for, because you perfectly segued us into it earlier. Spider-Man 94 #1.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
They are doing a whole comic run, and it's all based on the animated series from 94.
In anticipation of what is where my brain goes to. Like, why are they doing this?
I don't know.
I mean, obviously, they know that the 40-year-olds are here, right? And we love this stuff. But that's it.
Yeah.
That.
Some great variants.
But I wonder if they're going to, oh man, I'd love for them to bring back, the animated Spider-Man just like they did X-Men.
Yeah. I mean,
I thought I heard rumors of that actually. Now that I think about it.
Well, we did get the animated series of Spider-Man this year, and I think they're doing the next season next year as well.
I enjoyed that as something to have something to watch.
Yeah.
But it's not.
No. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
I mean, so good.
So really cool that they're doing that. That's pretty exciting. And then the last comic that I just wanted to note was X-Men of Apocalypse Alpha #1. Ironically, they put 2029 on accident. I'm assuming we don't have to wait 4 years.
Well, I think no. I think Age of Apocalypse happened in what? I mean, it was in 94. I think it was 94. But I wonder what year it was then. I wonder if that has something to do with it.
Oh, maybe that is it. I thought it was just typo, but that would make more sense. So who knows? Simone DeMeo is the cover artist. Fantastic art. Some pretty cool variants as well going through. I like these little, I've noticed that on a few, the Magneto head there. And
is that Mark Brooks heads? What are those?
I don't know.
Can you tell?
It is actually Simone penciled it.
Very cool.
Yeah. Pretty neat. Outside of that, the only thing I wanted to mention was I saw a little blurb that Cyclops is set to headline a solo run in 2026. This will be Cyclops' first solo run in over a decade. So that's pretty cool.
We'll see how it does.
We'll see.
I mean, he gained some fans in X-Men 97.
He did?
He had his superhero land with his blast, little anime vibe, right?
Yeah.
With the way they did that. But, I mean, I like Cyclops as a character. It's going to be interesting to see if he can carry a book. I don't know. We'll have to see.
We'll see. Outside of comics, gaming, Marvel Rivals Season 4 starts on September 12th, and they announced 2 new characters they're adding to the game. So we've got Daredevil, and he's in this like crazy samurai suit. Yeah, he looks phenomenal.
I would so geek out over a Daredevil samurai animated cartoon.
Dude, yes. Give it to me. Yeah, I love Daredevil. Please give it to me. This whole, just all this art for this is amazing. I wish I knew who the artist was that did this scene right here, because it's phenomenal. But you've got Angela. So Daredevil and Angela are running at each other, and Angela makes her debut into Marvel Rivals.
Underappreciated character in Marvel, Angela.
And she shows up in everything.
She looks great in everything.
Yeah. And I have to note this as well. I don't usually talk about smaller updates to Rivals, but there is a big buff to Scarlet Witch. So I obviously have to play the game again now because they buffed her up, and she's supposed to be really good now. So
we should shout out the fact that we have Marvel Rivals, the trading card set. It's out. It's a lot of fun.
It is fantastic. I have a bunch of cards sitting right here.
There you go. You know, the only complaint is they didn't have there's not more characters for them to pull from. They were
Yeah.
only able to use, you know, what's in the game. So
I will say though, it made for really fun breaks. I don't usually participate in breaks for character breaks just because I don't like the odds. And the odds are a little bit better for that set because there's only 37 characters.
exactly.
So
And Magic is one of them.
She sure is. Last piece of news is there's an Iron Man Funko Pop. If you're into Funko, it is on Amazon for pre-order right now. Pretty neat. It's one of the comic cover Funkos, so it's big and rectangular. What's that?
Why that cover?
I don't know. It's Iron Man 68.
Oh, interesting.
It is interesting. I think it looks pretty cool. If I was an Iron Man fan, I think I would want it.
It's kind of depressing.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
I like Iron Man. I think he's a great character.
And you pulled didn't you pull the out of 5 Iron Man from the Cockawell set?
Yes, I did. I was super happy. Not that we're here to talk about like resale value and stuff like that, but Iron Man has been doing quite well as a character, you know, in terms of resale.
Well, I want to hear more about your pickups, so let's just hop into that.
Let's go.
The Collector's Hall.
All right, Justin, do you have any new pickups that you would like to share?
I do. So I was going to focus primarily on the kind of the biggest pickup that I have. So I collect Peter Parker Spider-Man, but I'm not a master character collector with Peter Parker Spider-Man because it's impossible. He has too many cards.
There's
so many cards. Maybe not too many, but so many. Right? And especially when you get kind of weird where you just want everything that has his name and image on it, it just gets wild for Spider-Man. But for my master character collecting, I collect Ileana Rasputin, Magic. And when I started really chasing after her as a character collector, she had like less than 300 cards. That's ballooned up to probably closer to 700 now. But one of the cards that I was really after is from 1992, Uncanny X-Men.
Okay.
Jim Lee set, where Jim Lee did all the art, all original, all for trading cards. And he did a Magic in there. It's fantastic. In those boxes, you could pack pull an autograph card of Jim Lee. Those cards have a stamp, that embossed stamp that certifies that it's authentic and authentic to the pack. Those were so popular but so hard to pull that Jim Lee, through a group called Comics Express, signed an example of every card in the set, numbered them to 100, and put them in boxes. I'll show you an example of the box like this.
Okay.
And they sealed them with 2 seals on each side.
Yep.
And they put a COA. It's a picture of Jim Lee sitting in the studio, and on the back, it's numbered to 5,000. And in those packs, you would pull 2 autos, and every other, I'm calling them packs, these little plastic cases that were sealed. These plastic cases that are sealed, you would pull 2 autos, and in every other plastic case, there would be an autograph of one of the holograms from the set. So you could get 3 autos. Well, I bought 11 of them in an effort to pull the Magic, because even though these are numbered out of 100, there's to put it this way, I have yet to meet a collector that's ever put the set together.
Yeah, I believe it.
They're very difficult to find. It has some people questioning whether he really did 5,000, whether or not there really is 100 of each character, because they're just impossible. Okay. Some are out there and you can find them, but some of them are very, very difficult. Well, in the 4th case that I opened, I actually pulled the Magic, and I've been chasing this for years.
Oh my gosh.
So if you do the math,
dude, that's
100,
so cool.
if he did sign 100 and there's 5,000 cases, that was a 2% chance for me to pull her.
Wow.
And I couldn't be more pleased. So you can't really see it in this setup, but his name is up here.
Yeah, no, I can see it. Yeah.
It's hand numbered at the bottom. And this one is 46 of 100.
Man, that is so cool.
So very thrilled about that.
Dude, congrats on that, man. That's awesome.
some of the holograms, like here's the Wolverine hologram sign.
Wow.
Yeah, really happy to have that one. I pulled a Dark Phoenix.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
I pulled Keith Pride's Shadow Cat, as it's called in this one.
Yep.
Let's see if I got a different hologram here. Pulled Cable hologram.
Wow. Oh, that's awesome.
Signed by Jim. And then I have one more. I think I got a Magneto. Let me see. Oh, that's Wolverine. See what I've got here that I can share. I mean, I've got a bunch of them because I opened 11 of these. I'm not going to show you every one of them, but I did want to show you Magneto.
Yeah, please do. Oh, that is great.
Magneto hologram.
Wow.
And then the Magneto card.
Dude, these are amazing. If you're on audio, you need to pop over to YouTube real quick.
Well, think about it. You know, in 1992, you get serialized on-card autos of original art from Jim Lee. I mean, could you imagine? Imagine Top says, "Hey, we're releasing a new set. It's all original art from Jim Lee, and we're gonna have on-card serialized autos." What do you think those would do?
Oh my gosh, you're talking 5 figures.
It would be stupid.
Oh
right?
yeah.
It would be. You look what Frank Miller's doing. Frank Miller is a great, unbelievable, impactful artist, but he's not Jim Lee.
No. Oh my gosh, man.
So the fact that these are out there and people still don't realize them now, technically, to the letter of the law, these are aftermarkets.
Okay.
Technically, because it was not pack inserted by Marvel.
Right. Right.
But what they are, they're a specific release from the artist, and they were done well with COA. So they're not quite the same as a pack pull. So please, I recognize that. I want to say that. But
sure,
from a collector standpoint, this is very much a collector piece.
Yeah, man, those are amazing, man. Congrats on those fantastic cards.
Thank you.
Any other pickups you want to share? Or that's
not with me. I actually meant to bring some stuff.
No, it's okay. That was enough for it's enough for the next couple shows, actually. Well, I was kind of surprised you said it was the biggest pickup, because you had a pickup, I think, that's way bigger than that, Justin.
What was that?
A whole store.
Oh, I did. I did. Yeah. That's exactly right.
There is a whole Marvel building that is the Spidey Hits building, I believe now.
That is true. That is a dream come true, actually.
Man. So if y'all didn't know, Justin is opening a store. He officially announced it. Hobby Hits.
That's it.
And man, I'm excited for this. It looks cool. He has a video right now. You all should go check it out, where he shows the building, and it's going to be something special.
You know what we found out about that building today?
What's that?
So this building is located in West Monroe, Louisiana, and we found out that is the oldest commercial building in the city. It was built in 1880 or something like that. It's like 1890. It's 140, nearly 140 years old.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh man, there's some history there.
It is. It's got beautiful exposed brick. It's got just this great vibe and charm to it. It's right in the heart of downtown where we live, right off the river. And it's going to be a great spot for people to come and enjoy trading cards.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure of it. I am sure of it. And I want to get a lot into your store, actually, as we get into today's focus. But I'm going to hold it for now.
Okay. We'll wait.
We'll come back to it. We'll keep everyone on edge. And I've only got one pickup to share. It's an X-Men 4 comic cut.
Oh, so, that's a great pickup, dude.
Very excited to have this. Fun story. On Instagram, and Fausto messages me, and he's like, dude, someone on Reddit posted a cut that you need. And I was like, what? And he sends me this picture of this card. I was like, oh my God. I was like, where is it? And he shoots me the link, and the guy wasn't selling, wasn't trading, just posted the card. So of course I have to message him. you know. So I message him. I'm like, hey, great card. Are you interested trading, selling, whatever? And he's like, yeah, we can work out a deal. I was like, okay, cool. Cause I collect, this is Scarlet Witch's first appearance. This is a big issue for me. And my goal right now is I want 9 of them to complete a 9-page in my binder.
Oh, you have the sickness. Congratulations.
I do. It's bad. It's real bad. Yeah. Sorry. Excuse me. Yeah.
Collector cough. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So here's what's funny, Justin. I just spent a lot of money, more than I'd care to share, but you can probably find it on 130 Point on eBay, of a Scarlet Witch cut from X-Men 4. It's a beautiful cut with her on it. I have it. It's safe in the binder right now. And he says, well, I saw X-Men 4 cuts all sell for this. And I said, that was me. And I was like, I may have shot myself in the foot. And I said, but let me try and explain why I paid a lot for that one and why I don't think this one's worth quite as much, but I can still make you a decent offer. So anyways, he ended up being a really nice guy. We ended up working a deal, and he sent it over, and I trusted some random person I'd never met on Reddit, which is, I was like, I probably just got scammed and lost my money, but had to risk it for the X-Men 4 cut.
We do that sometimes for things that we really want.
That's right. That's right. And for audio listeners, it's a panel with Magneto on it. It's pretty cool. It's got text bubbles in there. There's no other super relevant characters, but it's a nice cut.
I was going to ask you, I saw green. Is that not Quicksilver?
No, I don't think so. I think it's 2 randos.
I see it now.
Yeah.
Because he was in that green outfit in that issue. That's why.
Yes, he was. But this is my 8th cut from X-Men 4.
Oh, you're so close.
I'm so close. I need one more.
We got to help him, everybody. Listen, find one more.
One more, and we made it. So, but anyways, that's my only pickup. Justin, we have way more important things to talk about than my pickups, though. So I want to change gears and get back to all about you, Spidey Hits.
Today's focus.
So you've shared with us a little bit about your Marvel story and how it started for you and where you're at. Fast forward to now. You are very, very well intertwined with the Marvel community and different aspects of Marvel. And I always ask this question to all my guests, and it's kind of a theme of the show. One thing we talk a lot about is how we interact with Marvel, right? Like collecting is just one way that I interact with Marvel. And there's different things I collect. I collect some art, some cards, some pops behind me. But I also like some of the games. I watch the shows. I read the comics. What are the different ways that you interact with Marvel?
Oh, goodness. It's hard to narrow that down. I mean, obviously I interact with trading cards. That is the primary focus. I do consume entertainment from Marvel, sometimes out of obligation, but a lot of times just out of enjoyment. If I'm reading a comic, it's going to be on my Comics on Marvel Unlimited app.
I have the app as well. Yep.
Really enjoy the app. It just functions so well for reading a comic. I'll tell you, when I was a kid, I actually struggled with knowing which panel to go to next and to follow some of the.
Yes, the smart panel is a really nice feature. I will give it that. I have some of my gripes with it, I'm not going to lie, but I really like the smart panel feature.
For me, not having to decipher the flow of the conversation, assuming that's correct, it comes alive more to me that way. So I really appreciate that.
I do too.
I still collect Marvel Legends. I have over 2,000 action figures of Marvel Legends.
Okay, I knew you liked Legends. I didn't know it was that serious.
It's very serious, and I mean, Marvel Legends has as much to do with why I have a YouTube channel as anything. And so it was Marvel Legends that I was making content about first on YouTube before trading cards. And actually from a recent standpoint, 2017, when I kind of fully committed time and money back into the hobby, it was action figures first, comic books second, and then trading cards. Wow. And that had to do with awareness and access. You know, I could find the action figures, I could find the comics, I could access both of them, but understanding the Marvel card, like where these cards were, how to find them, where to buy them, it just didn't exist.
Yeah.
And it took kind of stumbling into the right rooms online for me to realize that, and that didn't happen until later. But action figures, comics, and then cards is kind of how it came back into focus as I got older.
Very interesting. Okay, that's very cool. That's very cool. Um, so, I mean, and obviously now with content creation, you're huge in the Marvel game there. You're opening this store. And one thing that I see a lot that's a theme with you is how much, I guess, just how much importance you put on community, right? You're really big on that. You've built this wonderful Discord community. It's one of the best Discord communities I'm in. What does the Marvel community mean to you? Is that a big driving factor for you in collecting, or?
I would look, the word community, I think sometimes can be a little bit of a trigger word because I think that word gets thrown around a lot. And it could be, hey, I want to have a bunch of people that like me or want something from me or want to buy something from me, and I'm gonna call it a community, right?
Sure.
And so it would be disingenuous for me to say I went out to start some kind of community because that's not true. It's just a byproduct of something. And I started making YouTube content. The community, when I tell my story to people who don't know anything about Marvel cards or me or YouTube, often in my own hometown, because in a lot of ways, what I do in my nerd space up until recently has been pretty private locally. Uh, and I would say, hey, I started making this YouTube content, and then little did I know, a little community sprouted, and I I
Bet it
didn't.
did.
That was it just happened. The 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 Discord was a byproduct of the fact that there was just spaces online that I don't know, I'm gonna say it in an efficient way, which is I didn't quite feel safe as a collector to express the way I like to collect. Because I
Understood.
was like,
Yeah.
well, that's fine. That's what they're doing. That's great. If it serves them, I'm not gonna hate on that. I'm just
Sure.
gonna go create. I'm just gonna have a little space for myself that I enjoy.
Yeah.
And so actually, I would say I did the opposite of community building, and I hope everybody hears what I'm really about to say. I drew lines in the sand, and those lines in the sand detracted the people who didn't want to be a part of it, but attracted the people that did. And some of those lines were, hey, you got to love people more than cards. There's all these collectibles, they turn into rust and dust eventually. But there's something eternal about each human being that makes them special and valuable. That's eternal, that lasts forever. So the worst person is worth more than the best card. That's a line in the sand for me.
I love that.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it so special, Justin. It wasn't, you didn't try to force it on anyone. It was just you were being your genuine self, and this amazing community just kind of sprouted. People rally behind that a lot more, I think, because it was so genuine.
And look, I got a call one day. This is a tough conversation, but I can share. Marvel collectors never forget. So if I share one detail, they'll be like, oh, I know what that was and when that happened. But
Yeah.
there was a guy that kind of came into the space during the hype of 2021, early 2022.
Okay.
And that early hype, what was attracting people to the space were, rare cards, value, money. Like it's very natural for some hobby spaces for that to be the reason. Okay.
Yeah.
And they bought a card. It was an out of 10. It was a rather special card of a rather special character. They get the card home and it's damaged. And by damage, I mean it's like had a defect that probably makes it like a PSA 6, PSA 7, something.
Okay.
They bought the card degraded. It wasn't disclosed where they bought it. So they put it up on Facebook and said, hey, this is the defect. I paid this for the card, which is actually for prices then was a fair price. And then said, but with eBay fees and shipping, it actually cost me this much, like the actual amount of money that was spent. If somebody just has to have this out of 10 character for their collection, you can buy it. If not, I'm going to return it. And the person got destroyed in the comments. Destroyed.
Mm.
And this person reached out to me, and this is a grown human with a professional job, kids, like solid human, and they're crying. And they're telling me for the first time in their life they were thinking it's suicidal thoughts because they never they didn't know how to process the way people were talking to them in the
Mm.
comments. They had never dealt with that before, and they just didn't know how to even process it. I was like, man, yeah, I don't want to be a part of that.
No, that's
And
horrible.
so I was like, that's why I decided to create the Discord.
Wow. Wow. Well, I'm thankful you did, because that does provide a safe space where, I mean, you can go in there, anyone can go in there. Vets, people who are completely new, everyone gets welcomed in, and it's always so positive and optimistic. Everyone's there for each other. I mean, it's a special place.
I think so, and I think it, I have an impact. Obviously, it's the Spidey Hits Discord,
Sure.
but the greater impact is everyone that's in there.
Yeah.
And, I think I started, I think it was August of 2022, if my memory's correct. And I've had to ban 3 people.
Wow.
And, those people chose to get like
Sure.
they,
Yeah.
they were like,
It was their
"All right,
decision. Yeah.
I'm doing it." Yeah.
They
like,
knew the
"What am I gonna
rules,
say?"
right?
They're like, "All right, now ban me."
Yeah. We all know the rules.
Reminds me of my girls. I said, "Hey, look, I don't want to spank you, but if you're throwing a fit and you're whining, like you're like that, you're asking me, please, Dad, I would love to be disciplined. Please, please,
You
right
knew the
now.
rule.
Don't hesitate, Dad. I'm ready for it."
That's too funny. So with community building, obviously that just happened naturally. It was a byproduct. What were your goals starting out as a content creator?
My goal starting out as a content creator was that I had built a company locally here in town on social media, but it was primarily text and photo. And I had a strong sense that the industry, to stay ahead of my competitors, I had to move into long form content. But I was really intimidated by it. How to upload a video, how to do audio, lighting, how to set things up.
Yeah.
You probably lived through some of that yourself, right?
Sure.
Just
Oh
the
yeah.
initial intimidation of it.
Oh, it's tough. It's still tough.
And these are people I got to see in public here in town. I was like, before I do that, why don't I do it on YouTube under a pseudonym? Spidey Geo 9 was my initial YouTube pseudonym, nickname, whatever you call it, social media handle. And I'll make 35 videos there. And I'm not worried about anybody watching. That's not the point. The point is to learn. I'm going to commit to making 35 videos. And after that, I should know how to do audio, lighting, how to upload, edit, those things.
Yeah.
And that's the part of the story where before I ever got to the 35th video, some cool stuff started happening.
Wow. Wow. That's so funny. That's so cool. So, I mean, obviously it became this, I mean, you're the guy, right?
Well, I got really lucky. Okay. Just to be fair.
No. It's not luck.
Well, I appreciate that. I got blessed. And here's how I see it. Let me just share how I
Okay.
see it.
All right.
At that time, there was really not anyone making consistent Marvel card content. There were people who did a Marvel video, but it was amongst their other content, right?
Yeah.
And on top of that, what I was experiencing in my discovery of Marvel trading cards at the age of, I don't know what I was, 37 at the time. Whoa, younger than that. 5 years ago. So 36. That I was basically living out with a camera pointed at my face what other people were experiencing. So I kind of became this, visible, visible example of what they were going through. And I was living that out with them on camera. So we were on the journey together of getting back into Marvel cards, discovering the sets, and buying too much, spending too much, really coming into focus. What kind of collector am I? Right? Like all of that was all in there. But the other part was because of the nature of my childhood, we got to open up a pack here and there. And the friend that I mentioned early in this podcast, Matthew, who kind of introduced us, they had more money than us. At least that was my perception. And we never got to open up boxes of cards. And I thought, hey, look, I have the means and ability. I've got the money to buy a box and open it on camera. Can I do that in a way that would serve all these other people who may not either have access to it or the means to do it, but do it in a way that they get to enjoy it? And so that became like a why behind my box breaks. It's like, hey, two things can happen here. I can serve them, they can have an enjoyment of it. And I do as well. And it kind of is like this video journal that I can go back and watch 20 years from now, or my grandkids can go back and watch 20 years from now. And so it kind of went from there and went from there and went from there. I never saw that I would be anything other than just myself enjoying these, my own experience of being on video.
Well, here's what's cool. Okay, one, I thank you for your answer, but I have to tell you why you're wrong.
Okay.
Right. And I literally just saw this today. If you're watching on video, I'm a big Eagles fan. I'm doing this right now during the Eagles game. My wife's been texting me updates, by the way, so I'm trying not to share everything.
Yeah, don't share, because I am going to watch the replay when we're done.
No, I won't. I know that the game's suspended right now because of lightning or something.
Okay.
So
That'll be good. We're not missing it.
That's right. It's a good thing. But anyways, so big Eagles fan, and I saw a thing today where they was like, yeah, I agree. Jalen Hurts is just lucky. If it wasn't for his speed, his agility, his strength, his cunning, his analytics, his work ethic, his smarts, they're like, yeah, he's just lucky. How else would he get it? That's what I was thinking when you're saying it. Like, you put out quality content, you're consistent, you're diligent, you're literally putting out content that people want to see. It's genuine, you're authentic. You have all these things. You're not lucky. You just put out really good quality content that you worked hard at. So it's incredible stuff. So I wouldn't sell yourself short on that. So that's why I want to tell you you're wrong.
Look, I really appreciate it. I hope that if someone's listening and they're trying to pull some kind of nugget out of this, I would tell you the thing that I think can set you apart from others is the work. And I like the word hard work. It's not necessarily hard at times, but it can be. And if you just commit to the work over time, it has this impact. It does this thing. And there's a real beauty to being in creation. Because like right now, Jimmy, you are putting something out into the world that was not going to exist on its own.
Yeah.
But you don't know who it's going to touch or inspire, that it would cause them to go create as well. And create, hopefully, a relationship, something meaningful. And something that I have experienced for myself in this community of collectors, and it not necessarily just Marvel, right? Just collectors in general, is well, I'll share a quote. Mother Teresa says that loneliness and the feeling of being unwanted is the most terrible poverty. Loneliness and the feeling of being unwanted is the most terrible poverty. And what collecting creates and content creates is the ability to make these connections and these relationships. The cards become kind of this excuse or this thing that says, hey, are you one of me? Do you like the Jim Lee on card auto too? Come here, let's hang out.
Friend.
And look, I mean, and the world can be a lonely place, even amongst a crowd, right?
Sure.
You don't feel seen and heard and all this stuff. And Marvel cards it's a way to create relationships quickly and efficiently, because there's some similarities that you can really connect with. And I think understanding that that's real and not denying it and trying to make it just about the cards is important.
Justin, I was thinking about my time in Dragon Ball, and I've been to a lot of events for Dragon Ball, another game called the Spoils. I don't know if you ever heard of Spoils cards before.
No, I have not.
So Spoils, if you ever heard of the company Dragon Shield, they make this card sleeves for a lot of the trading card games that players use. Yeah. They owned the Spoils. So Arcane Tin Men owned Dragon Shield, who also owned the Spoils. And if you look at any Dragon Shield box, on the back of the box, there's an advertisement for the Spoils card game. And there was an advertisement on every single box of Dragon Shield sleeves for like a decade. The game's long gone now, but I was really into it. I was lucky enough that the guys who were running the game here in North America live 15 minutes from my house.
Oh, that's helpful.
So I met them at a local Comic-Con, and within a couple weeks, they were flying me all over the country, running events. I was like an ambassador. I was playing in tournaments. I was collecting. I mean, I went full dive into this game. And it's so funny though. I did all this stuff with the spoils, and amazing cards, amazing art. I got to play with this guy from Sweden who was the world champion one time. It just blew my mind. Like, he beat me a million times, but it was the most fun I ever had losing, you know? And, but when I think about all the memories from all those card trips, none of it's the cards. It's all the people and the relationships and everything. So I love that you said that, because that definitely resonates with me.
That's special. Saturday, I'm sitting there. I'm getting ready to watch college football, and I'm thinking about Hobby Hits Cards and Collectibles, the store. And this thing that just overwhelmed me, this thought overwhelmed me. And I got up and I ran to the kitchen. I was like, I've got it. And my wife's like, what? And I was like, we're going to collect smiles. She's like, what do you mean? I said, at the store, that's what we're going to collect. That's what we as a store will collect, is smiles. And what the customer gets in return is moments and memories. And if we do that, then we figured it out. Like, that's what we got to do. And she's like, that's a bit cheesy. I think you should stick with have a marvelous day. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to like put it out there.
Our wives will get along.
I was like, yeah, we're still going to say, hey, how can I help you have a marvelous day? Have a marvelous, like, that's still going to be the tagline.
Yeah.
But what our culture, who we are, our staff, like, that's what I want them to know. Like, that's what we're after, is the smile.
Dude, I love that. That's perfect. That's perfect. I love that. I love that. Well, so I want to shift gears a little bit. A lot of people listening are obviously, maybe not everyone, maybe some people want to collect Marvel and they're not into it yet. We might also have some vets listening, or probably all different parts of the spectrum there. I want to know how to collect cards the Spidey Hits way. So could you just share a little bit about just your methods behind how you collect?
Ooh, that's a great question. For Spider-Man, let's start with him.
Okay.
Early on, when I got like back into the space, so this is 2021. Yeah, 2021.
Okay.
I was like, I can't do, like, I want to collect Spider-Man, but he's just out of reach. And so I settled for 2099. That was actually my first character, was Spider-Man 2099.
Really? Okay.
And there's reasons. My birthday is 9/9. So
okay. Perfect.
In elementary school, I drew this huge poster board of Spider-Man 2099 and gave it to my mom for Mother's Day. And so I've always been a fan of the suit and the outfit. Now, Miguel, I didn't know much about him as a character,
okay,
from a personality standpoint. I knew more about the art.
Sure.
It was awesome, right?
Sure.
Amazing art. It wasn't Peter Parker for me, right? It wasn't in the same realm, but I was like, you know what? That is like a close second. I can collect him. I can afford him. And so I was chasing Spider-Man 2099. And then by God's grace, the gold precious metal gem 1 of 1 Spider-Man came into my possession. And once I had that, I was like, well,
game over.
Yeah, anything's possible if I can have this. And I began like this kind of mad grab for Spider-Man, which is can be really expensive, very competitive. And plus I'm visible about it, so that doesn't help in terms of like people knowing, hey, do you want this? It's $1 million.
Right. They're dangling in front of your little hamster trying to get to the wheel, you know?
The reality is I get, and I don't want to sound too dramatic, but like on a very regular basis, just know that I get a message that says, hey, I heard you like Spider-Man. From a new message. And it's a Spider-Man card. And it's like, if you like them, you can buy them, kind of thing. And I remember opening 2020 Marvel Masterpieces on ePack, and this is before I knew how to ePack in a way that I would say fits who I am in my budget.
Mhm.
But I was like, I gotta have a low number Spider-Man. And I was like 5 grand in, and I finally hit an out of 25 because no one was trading them. Like,
Yeah.
and I was like, but again, that's not how to do it. That's just how it all started out.
Sure.
Well, fast forward to now, I'm at a place where if it's meant for me, it will come to me. And I can't like tell you like that's not necessarily like a budget. I mean, there's a Spider-Man card out there that, if it came to me, I would spend more money than I probably should. And then there's some that, you know, I have a budget in my mind for it, and if I don't get it for that, I'm okay with it going past me. Um, and I had to really reconcile that. It took some while to get to this place where if it's meant to me, it'll come to me. Because there new Spider-Man collectors coming into the space on a regular basis, and and they're after the same card, right? And so there's that. For Magic, uh, Ileana Rasputin, the X-Men character, I want
And
all.
hey, Justin, just to clarify too for the audience, your two
Yeah,
main characters are Spider-Man and Magic.
correct. From
Okay.
a PC standpoint, from a character collecting standpoint, those
Okay.
are my two main PCs. Um, and I want all of her cards, and it's no secret that I want all of her cards. I'm very much after her from a master set collection standpoint. And now I have some like I've created some rules where I have exceptions, like I only need one printing plate. I don't need all of
Okay.
them. I only need a premium example of her if she's on a comic cut, you know. So I have those examples. And from a sketch standpoint, I either need an example of her in a set that I don't have,
Okay.
or it's got to be I got to be really attracted to it.
Okay.
So
But other than that, you want one of every card.
I want one of every card.
Now, how deep does that
And
go? I mean, let's
that includes
let's
one of ones.
wow. Okay.
That includes one of ones. It does. So now I'm not unreasonable. There's a particular one of one I'm after right now. I've offered what I think is probably a third more than what it's worth, and the seller's not there. They're asking 2.5 times more than it's worth, and I said no. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And so I do have some boundaries there, but I really enjoy putting, and I collect her only in a binder. So I don't buy anything graded. If I do buy graded, it's got to be a low number, something rare that I can't get another of, or likely won't get another of. And I will hold on to it in a slab for a while, hoping that maybe I can trade for a raw, or I'm cracking it out and I'm putting it in the binder.
Now, can you share a little bit about how you have the binder set up?
Sure, sure. So what I've done is I've sat down and I've said, okay, what was her very first card and card appearance? And then I've gone through as well as I can, put them in order of release.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Now, when you put them in order of release, do you start with like the least rare to most rare to least rare? Do you have any way of doing that?
No, that's a great question, and somewhat is evolving for me because I'm an aesthetic person. Like I have to like the way it looks,
Yep.
and so and I don't like having blank spots on my binder.
Oh, I hate it's the worst. No
It's the
blanks.
worst. And so what I did is I said, okay, if I have the card, put it in there. If I don't have the card, I printed some Spidey Hits sketch card blanks,
Mm-hmm.
and I write what card I'm missing on it and put it in the blank spot. So there is something filling the hole. But it's
I love
also
it.
I'm not a great Excel spreadsheet guy. So like going to the Excel spreadsheet to see what's missing, I'd much rather open the binder and look on the page and see I've got it written out
Yeah.
on a blank card, and it says what I'm missing. And I love the feeling of pulling out that blank and putting in
Oh,
the card.
especially when it's the last one you need.
Putting in this one. So as soon as I hit this, I put it in the binder. I pulled it out for this, but like I can't wait to go put it back in that spot. Like I love that. And
And if you're listening on audio, he's just sitting here flexing his Jim Lee auto again.
I pulled personally. And but here's what's happening, and this is why I said it's evolving. The binders won't close now because I'm using a top loader binder,
Yep.
and if you fill in every page
Yep.
of the binder, come on, can we talk about? It's a great binder, but guys,
Talking about Ray Vol, right?
yes, Rayval, great
Yep.
binders. But can we get a zipper big enough that if we happen to put all
It is the
top
one
loaders in
flaw
the
with that
sleeve, it will
binder.
close?
I'm in the same spot. I'm in the same spot. I just had to take one of my binders and put it into 2 because I couldn't zip anymore for me either.
So I think what I'm going to do is outside of early Magic, there's only 1 or 2 cards in a set. So to keep one release or one set on one page means I have, 7 empty spaces, and I just can't. I can't do that.
No.
So
That's
I
crazy.
think once I get to 2019, 2020, where we start having parallels in anime.
Yep.
Not anime, sorry. Annual is what I'm trying to say.
Annual. Okay.
And then you get into the parallels for X-Men Metal, so forth and so on. I think from there, I'm just going to fill in the page. And when I'm done with that set, leave those blanks and then go to the next page. That way I can close the binder.
And you know what's crazy too? It's like the only binder on the market that has those specific features, that zips, doesn't have the 3 rings, that
and it's clear on both sides, so you can see
Clear
the
on
front
both
and back of the
sides.
card, which is important to me. I don't collect
Me too.
Pokemon. Come on, guys.
I know. And it's so funny because I always be like, man, I need a binder. And there's always people are like, oh, there's plenty. You can get this one. And every time I'm like, nope, it's not clear on both sides.
Exactly.
Yep. Oh man, that's really cool though. I love hearing about how other people collect and store their cards and their binders, because then it gets the gears going. It starts making me think about how I do my collection.
I do some set collecting.
Okay.
I mean, I enjoy putting together a base set and put it in the binder. My issue is time. When it comes to what I allot my energy for, my time, that falls low on the totem pole nowadays. I mean, I have a number of sets that I still need to put in a binder, and some of it is the frustration of it fitting in the binder. Like I wanted to put together a set of Midnight Suns, and I have the cards, but I just know it's going to just be this frustrating exercise of it not fitting in the binder because they're premium card stocks.
Yeah. 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 That's a thing. that is a thing. So thinking about your collection, so you collect Spider-Man, and I can see why Spider-Man's important to you. You've shared a lot about it. And you collect Magic. What makes the cards specifically so important to you? Because you're amassing this huge, amazing collection. What makes, why are you doing it?
Yeah, I mean, I think I enjoy just the journey of obtaining something.
Yeah.
Example, 1997 is when you had the first ever pack inserted sketches.
Yep.
They were in Fleer Ultra Spider-Man. Is a Spider-Man centric set. The sketches are primarily Spider-Man centric.
Yep.
It took me a long time to get my first sketch. And I got it in just an incredible way. There was a binder collection on this obscure auction site that I can't even tell you the name of. And it, in the back, in the images, when you flip through with the photos they took of the binder, there's a sketchograph. And it's a Venom with Spider-Man in his eye. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I bid on this lot, as they would call it.
Right.
And I get it home and open up the binder, and there's the sketch.
There it is.
And these are one per case from 1997. And first ever package service sketches. It's a Savick, which is a comic book artist sketch. Incredible.
Yeah.
But it's Venom. It's got Spider-Man on it. It's just his face. But now I want a full body Spider-Man. Well, it's taken 2 years for me to finally get one of those, and it cost me $2,000. Well, but then I'm on a Whatnot stream. A buddy messages me. I'm not on a Whatnot stream. A buddy messages me, sends me this Whatnot stream. This random person on Whatnot who doesn't do Marvel is hosting this a stores locker find Whatnot. And I open it up, and sure enough, right in front of me, this is actually one of my finds for this week. I should have brought it. I might can show it on my phone. And it's it's a sketch from 1997,
Get out.
Ultra Spider-Man. And it's yeah, I can show you. So
And so what this was just like a random like
a random Whatnot, and let's see if you can.
okay, yeah, I'm starting to see it. Yes. Okay.
All right, so that's J. Jonah Jameson,
Yep.
and and let me show you the back. So that's what the back looks like.
Yep. Yep.
97 sketchograph,
Mm-hmm.
and it's from Roger Cruz. Why is that important? Well, in 1997, they actually released the full checklist of artists and characters that were sketched. So we know every artist, we know every character. Well, we know because of an official checklist, this was published in a magazine by Fleer. We know Roger Cruz only did 20 total sketches out of 2,000. We know that's how many there are. It's like right at 2,000, give or take a few sketches.
Okay.
And so he only did 20. And other than Peter Parker, he only did one per character. Why is that important? Well, in 1997 sketches, there's a lot of people trying to put together the full checklist of every artist. So a sketch from every artist. And Roger Cruz is one of the more difficult ones to get. So even though it's J. Jonah Jameson, there's a number of Spider-Mans, and a lot of those artists did a bunch of Spider-Man. But Roger Cruz is one of the more difficult to feel in that checklist that people that set that people are trying to build. So
Wow.
now I don't collect J. Jonah Jameson. So now I'm using this sketch to trade for a higher quality art sketch of Spider-Man that's not as important to the artist checklist that people are building. So now I'm using this to trade because those sketches people won't sell. They will only trade.
Yep.
They don't want money. They can go get money, but they can't go get another 97 sketch.
Yep.
So things like just that whole journey, like that whole process of figuring it out and working to do and build the relationships and find the little nooks and crannies of where it may be is something that I enjoy.
I love that.
But I mean, from a philosophical standpoint, or from a like in reality, these cars don't mean anything to me. Like, it's my family, my faith. Those are the things that really matter to me.
Sure.
And if they ever get in the way of that, they're gone.
Sure.
But I enjoy just everything that comes around it, and I have an appreciation for the characters and the art.
Yes. I love that. I love that. So, and you've built up this amazing collection. Can you share any tips for our listeners that are also trying to build up a great collection on some strategies that maybe you've used that were successful for you so they can try to start their collections and build up something amazing like you have?
Yeah, it's hard not to want to like give very specific advice for specific people, because obviously the advice I would give to someone who's really working to ball on a budget, as you might would say, would be different than someone who's coming in from collecting, say, high-end sports cards or something like that, and they want to move into Marvel, right?
Sure.
It'd be different in both of those regards. If you're absolutely brand new, I would encourage you to start in the 90s. Get to know those sets, build those sets, study the art, study the artist, maybe understand why some are more valuable and higher grade than not, and really just just spend your time there in the 90s, because it's less risky. It's still risky, especially if you're grading, but it's less risky. And then just be studying, observing your more modern sets until you get to know and understand them. Once you feel like you have your mind wrapped around them, you might just pick a character or an insert that you spend time after. The thing that I would strongly advise anyone against, unless you just have unlimited resources, is don't operate out of your feel like you've missed out, like you missed the boat. Man, if I'd only started a couple of years ago, everybody feels that way. I felt that way when I got into it. You're going to feel that way now. 5 years from now, that's the way the next person's going to feel. Man, I wish I got in when you did. So I'd encourage you not to operate from that position. And if you're doing it because of financial reasons, if you don't understand it, don't buy it. It would be crazy for someone to go make investments they don't understand without like an expert involved, like a broker or an agent or someone operating on your behalf with the knowledge that you need. If you don't have that and you're operating on your own, I'd encourage you to get the knowledge first, get the card second. The other thing is,
sorry, dude, your one-liners are just so on point. It is unreal. All episode, I'm like, oh my gosh, the amount of clips of one-liners from Justin are just phenomenal. Sorry, keep going.
Well, I'm gonna give you another one. I'm gonna give you another one.
I'm ready.
Hunt, don't chase.
Love it.
Hunt, don't chase. And what do I mean by that? Well, a hunter knows what its prey is. It prepares, studies, it loads, it does all the things that is necessary. So when the opportunity comes, it's ready. Chase is just like going crazy. Like, can I get it? Can I get it? Just all this energy, just chase, chase, chase. And to me, that's where you get hurt. You're chasing on whatnot. You're chasing on ePack. You're chasing on eBay. You're just ripping boxes, just chasing. Hunting is I have a good friend of mine. He'll know who it is when I say this. He fires no miss shots. The dude only goes after exactly what he wants at the price that he wants when he wants it. He is a hunter, and he does very well with his collection, at least from my perspective. And look, I open a lot of boxes, so you may hear that as somewhat hypocritical. I'm not chasing something when I'm opening these boxes. I am doing it for the pure enjoyment and fun and for the shared content with the community when I do it. If I'm after Spider-Man, I'm not ripping the box just to get it. I've learned that lesson. He doesn't pop
Haven't we all?
nearly as often as I would like for him to. I enjoy it when he does, but not nearly as often as I would like for him to. Those I'm hunting.
Yeah. I love that. Say what? So be Craven, not Quicksilver.
Exactly.
I love
The
that.
hunter. That's right.
I love that. That's great advice, man. That's great advice. Thank you for that. So, and you talked a little bit about starting in the 90s and then getting more familiar with modern and how, there's the collectors of today are always going to say that they wish they got him 5 years earlier. So where do you see Marvel cards 5 years from now? Do you think we're going to be sitting in a similar position? Obviously, we've seen a lot of changes recently. Just curious to hear your thoughts on what the future holds.
Well, I would say that if I actually had the capacity to answer that question, I would be unbelievably wealthy. And I'm not. So that tells you about my ability to answer that question. But if you're going to put me on the spot and have me guess, I would say that there's likely these cycles that happen in collecting. And the cycles have to do with age brackets and income earning years, where men and women get to a space and time where they have the money and the time to dedicate to something, and they have something internal go on to them as well, where they start to look back over their shoulder and go, man, do you remember when? That was fun. I'd like to do that again. And in the same reason we saw the 94 Spider-Man comic books, right? Marvel understands that age group that's in these primo buying years will pick that up off the shelf because of nostalgia. Powerful force. So I would say, if you're looking over the next 5 years, that age range from 45 to 55, that's when the big dollars really roll out from a buyer standpoint. So some things that you thought would not be valuable might end up being valuable because they're going to service that nostalgic age range. The part that's going to be interesting about that is for some people, it never stopped. Pokemon's a great example. Like, it's not like there was a season in time and now it's coming back. Like, that's a unique one. That's why it's the number one IP in the world.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
But Marvel has this interesting dynamic in that I mean, when you think about the amount of Marvel cards that were printed from 1990 to 1995, it's really astronomical. I mean, we got news today that Topps is releasing this new product. It's got 26,000 boxes, and back then they were doing 350,000 boxes. It's just
Yeah.
we underestimate how popular it was.
Yeah.
In the 90s, and I still think that group of people, should they have a reason, should the collector space give them the reason to come back into the hobby, you're going to see those cards do really well, I think, in high grade. The art's too good, the nostalgia's too strong, and there's enough of them. And from a casual viewer on the outside, I'm bouncing around a little bit in my thoughts, but just hang with me.
No, that's okay.
I watch people celebrate when they open a Pokemon pack, a $50 card, a $100 card. And I watch people who right now open up a Marvel card pack and they hit a $50 card and they're devastated. They feel like they got gypped. And that tells me there's not enough people in this space yet. It's there's still room to grow. And the cards already, the amount of cards that are needed for that are already out there in the 90s. The problem is they're all already open. You don't get the pack rip as much.
Right.
So you're looking at collecting primarily through grading. And so I think that there's a chance that you're going to see kind of a renaissance of people really after 1990s graded high grade cards.
It's a very, very astute answer. I like that. And I have something more important to ask than where's Marvel cards going to be in 5 years? Where's Spidey Hits going to be in 5 years?
I'll be 46 years old. Where am I going to be in 5 years? I mean, look, I think that look, it's impossible for me to answer that question.
Sure. I know.
But
where would you like to be? Any goals?
Well, so I think that I would love to see that my family's healthy, my girls are doing well, and maybe there's a grandkid involved. But from a card standpoint, I would really like to see that Hobby Hits has really kind of fulfilled that mission of collecting smiles, and maybe, just maybe, in towns beyond where I live now. I think that would be really cool.
I would go as far as say that won't be a maybe. I would say that's almost a definite that you're going to be impacting other towns. And speaking of Hobby Hits, that's really the most important part I wanted to get to here. What can you share with us about more details about the shop? Can you share when is it going to open? How can we support? Lay it on.
I'll share everything that I think is relevant and something I can kind of lay claim to, because some stuff's up in the air.
Sure.
We started our lease on September 1st. We're actively putting in commercial furnishings and displays. We're doing some design stuff inside of the space.
Very cool.
I was able to locate, I'm really excited about this, vertical card displays. So you don't have to bend down and look in the case. It'll be vertical rows.
Okay.
For singles. So I'm really excited about that.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
Yeah. We have permanent tables for hanging out to do box breaks or TCG, gaming, things like that.
Nice.
I can tell you officially that this is breaking news, actually, what I'm about to say. I will, and I do have a Topps direct account, so I'm excited about that.
Wow.
That's something I've been working hard on for a while, and
that's awesome.
Now that I have the physical space, I was able to get that, and it's a it doesn't mean I'm going to be like flooded with boxes and everybody come see me. It's an allocation thing.
Dude, no, that's big. Congratulations. That is awesome.
I feel very blessed to have the opportunity to be able to get product directly from Tops. Absolutely.
That's
I made my
amazing.
first order this morning.
Wow. Oh man, that's so exciting. Y'all, if you don't know it, and I only know a very little bit because I ran an extremely small online store with trading cards. It is not easy to get these partnerships with any of these companies. I filled out so many applications and was rejected by every single distributor but 2. And I probably put out like 20.
I would tell you it's near a miracle.
It's hard. So that's big, Justin. Congrats. I'm so happy that you got that.
Yeah, that's a big win for Hobby Hits and for, the people that are going to be coming in the store for us to have product. And that if I have a concern, I have plenty of them, but outside of security, my biggest concern is getting product and getting it at a price that is affordable for people who walk in. And in matching that balance of, because I laugh at this thought because it's real, but you know, if I sell something for $100 that somebody can sell on eBay for $400, guess what they're going to do?
Yeah,
they're going to put it on eBay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I can't blame them for it.
No,
but if someone comes in under the guise of I'm a collector, please sell it to me for 100, only to then turn around and put it on eBay for 400, then I've failed my family and my store.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, that does happen.
Yeah, and it's how do you balance that? Yeah. Where, and look, I have some ideas. Just so you know, I'm not going to share them now because they're not fully developed, and I don't want to misrepresent something. But I'm actively thinking through, how can I serve both and serve both well.
I'm happy. I'm so happy that you're just even thinking about that, because that's already something that a lot of shops, I mean, and I'm sure there's shops that do think about it, but I don't know. There's a lot that don't though. So I think that's definitely something that's going to set you apart.
Yeah. Well, I think that, if I just lived amongst, the people that I interact with on a daily basis, like it's one thing, but the reality is there's going to be times I don't know who that is walking through the door.
Sure.
And what their real ambition is. And you don't want to offer something to one and not another. You really want to keep things as consistent as you can across the board. I think there's some, fairness involved in that. And that actually reminds me, advice for collectors coming in. It has to do with fairness. And fairness can be really hard to define. And so for me, the best way to define it when you're dealing with other people, you're buying cards or selling cards, is what would you want someone to sell it to you for, and what would you want for someone to buy it from you for, is a good way to think about what fair is. Because if you ever deal with someone who says, well, look, my card's super valuable when it's in my collection, but when it's in your collection, it's not worth anything. Please give it to me. And then they call you your friend and say they're a collector. And it's really hard to.
I think you just described everyone in my fantasy football league.
Exactly. I think a place that I like to come from is like, hey, look, if I was selling this to myself, here's the price I would want to buy it from. And if I was buying this from myself, here's what I would want to be paid for it, and try to live in that place of fairness. And I think as a collector coming into the space, if you can figure out a way to live there, you'll be really happy.
That's amazing advice. Yes. More people need to hear that too. So Justin, what can we all do to support you and your shop that's opening? How can we support?
Pray for me, because I don't know what I'm doing. I've never opened a shop before. Every day is a day is another day for me to learn something and to think through what is the best way I can do this to serve, my family and the people who might decide to shop at this location, whether it's in person or online. And so it has me relying on a lot of people. has me relying on people on how to do design, how to do set up for inventory or point of sale or websites and things like that. I don't know all these things. I'm not the keeper of all that kind of knowledge. Um, and you know, for, so I'm learning. So I want to make good steps and wise decisions. And if I can string, you know, 5 or 6 wise decisions in a row before I make a bad one, that would be good. I don't want to string 5 or 6 bad decisions in a row and then hope to recover from that. So yeah, pray for me, pray for the shop that it'll be a blessing. And then if you have any wisdom that you're like, man, I really think this would serve Justin and Hobby Hits, please do share it. I'm open to learning and hearing. Um, and once the store's here, just if you see something that you're like, man, I think this would be great, Justin, if you could do this, just tell me. Doesn't mean I can or will or whatever, but I would love at least to hear it to see if it's a possibility.
Well, that's awesome, guys. If you can, the Instagram page I think is up right now, isn't it?
It is. So my wife runs
Okay.
the Instagram page, so
Okay.
be kind to her.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure they will. They better.
She will cut you.
Yeah, right. Justin's like, you don't even got to worry about me.
Yeah. I tell you. No, Miss Jamie is wonderful, and to this point, to right now on this podcast with you, the thing that I've enjoyed the most is watching my wife enjoy opening up this store. She's been decorating the Hobby Hits bathroom, and she went and had a poster made of Spider-Man sitting on a toilet to hang. She
Yes.
um and she's really just she's like kind of dove in on the process, and she wants to see it done well. Sometimes I feel like I've married Elon Musk when it comes to like driving me to get things done. She's like, people are like,
you're writing 5 things that you did today for her.
Every day I have to report. Here's what I did. Here's what I did. And then it's like, well, why didn't you do this? I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I'm like, I told her, I was like, maybe we can have the store open by the end of the year. It's a process. It takes time. And she said, nope, you got to have it open by mid-October. So I've got to do that now.
I said, all right, let's roll. Cool.
Yes,
well, I'm really looking forward to the shop, Justin. Before we wrap up here, we've got 2 things that we do at the end of every episode. And I want to start with a rapid fire question round. I'm going to ask a question. It's a quick question. Just answer with the first thing that pops up in your head. So first question, the best Spider-Man suit.
Yeah, Peter Parker's original suit.
Boom. Easy. All right. Would you rather have a matching red and blue PMG of Spidey or a first appearance comic cut of Spidey?
First appearance comic cut.
First appearance cut. Okay. This is a good one. What Spider-Man villain would be the worst trading partner?
Oh, worst trading partner. It's got to be Doom.
Doom?
Yeah. Only thinks about himself and Laveria. Whatever. That's just an excuse.
He did not take the last bit of advice that you gave to all the new collectors.
It's not fair.
No. Perfect. If you could commission 2 artists to tag team a sketch card right now, who would it be? It could be any artist.
I think it's got to be. I know this is probably the answer if you ask this one every time, but to imagine Julie Bell and Boris doing a sketch card together with their chemistry and their talent, it's got to be second to none.
Yeah. If your collection could say one thing about you, what would it say?
That he loves Spider-Man.
I love it. That he bled for Spider-Man.
You wouldn't go what a curated guy, what a really thoughtful organizer. He just loves Spider-Man. That's it.
He loves Spider-Man. I love it. Okay, let's do one more. If a Marvel character was grading your cards at PSA, who would you hope it was?
Trying to think. Probably Daredevil because he's blind.
That, oh,
Yeah,
what a
that's a
beautiful
10.
way to end the segment. No one will ever have a better answer to that question, Justin. I just want you to know that. All right.
About how I grade them.
Oh man, that was perfect. We're gonna get into now. Let the listeners ask you some questions.
Lumpkin's letters.
All right, so we'll just wrap up with a couple questions. Our friend Jordan, GCards221, he said, "What made you decide to open the store?"
Oh, well, I mean, I'm at a place in my collecting that either I have to scale up or scale down. My work in the content space, my work with just trading and buying and selling, and the amount of stuff I have, it either requires me to go down or to go up. I can't stay where I'm at.
Very cool. So
Mhm.
clearly, we went up.
Yeah, I think we've already kind of covered all the other like internal reasons why,
Yeah,
but from a
yeah,
practical standpoint, it's I got to scale or scale down.
that makes sense. Blake asked, "Do you have a life-size pillow you sleep with of Hercules?"
No, no. I sleep next to her, not Hercules.
And Blake is now on Justin's list, and I don't think it's a good one.
That's a long list of Hercules.
We'll do two more questions. We'll do a real question from Blake. He also said, "What is one card that you missed out on that almost made it into the collection?"
Whew, I'll probably take a second here. One card I missed out on that almost made it into the collection. Mm, there was a PSA 9 2016 um, s- uh, cover variant Spider-Man. So out of 50, I offered the guy, I think it was $7,000 for the card, and he turned it down
Whew.
and sent it to Golden Auctions. And out of principle, I chose not to bid on it because I thought I offered far and above what it was worth. And
I
it
would
ended
say
up
so.
selling. He ended up netting less than what it's sold for. And he reached back out and was like, I probably should have just let it go into a collector's hands who made a fair offer, more than fair offer. And he was apologetic. And I never fault anybody for doing what they think is best for their cards. That
Sure.
card didn't belong to me, never did. It was his
Sure.
to do what he felt was best. And he really felt like he could get more on the auction at that time. And obviously that ended up being a blessing to me because that card's not worth that much. And but I really wanted it at the time. And so, but it almost made it into the collection, but did not.
Okay. All right. Last question came from this weird guy. He goes by a tag of Hermit Style. I don't know. I almost just didn't even ask it, but yeah, he said, for someone like him just starting out in content creation, the Marvel space, what is your best advice?
My best advice is to understand that, like I make most of my content on YouTube, right? And I always like to think that the you in YouTube is what YouTube needs. You don't need to make somebody else's content. You make your content in the way that you enjoy. And probably I piggyback on that for the best advice that I could give you is focus on your fans. Focus on your fans. 2 people, 3 people, 10 people, 50 people, doesn't matter. 500 people, doesn't matter. Focus on your friends. Because if you try to win over the skeptic, the person who doesn't know you at all, or your hater, you'll never actually build the momentum that you need. But if you focus on your fans and make content for them, that will be the person that actually wins over the skeptic. And it'll be the skeptic that becomes the fan. And then that will be the person that tells someone who didn't know about you. But the hater will never like you. You'll never convert them. So don't even like pray for them, but don't worry about them whether they like your content or not. Just focus on your fans and you'll do just fine.
Justin, so much knowledge that you have dropped on this episode. I thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
Seriously, this has been a blast. I appreciate all the advice you've given. Before we close this out, is there anything else you wanted to say, or just anything you wanted to plug?
Well, I would tell you, I love what you're doing across the Marvel universe. Had a pleasure just telling my wife about just how well you're doing this podcast. Just starting out, it's incredible. Honor to be on here today, and look forward to catching more episodes into the future. So
Awesome,
that's it.
man. Well, Justin, thank you again for coming on. This has been a blast, y'all. If you've made it this far into the episode, if you could, please leave a rating and review on wherever you listen. It really helps the show grow. If you're watching on YouTube, if you give a thumbs up and a comment, that also really helps out the show. Stay tuned. We've got a ton of great episodes coming up with a ton of great guests. Justin, this was an honor to have you on. I was really, really excited. Like I said, you're a big inspiration for me in this show. So seriously, I can't thank you enough. This is just so much fun. Hopefully one day, maybe I'll convince you to come back on the show. And
yeah, I think you could do that.
All right. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for listening. Justin, you want to say some magic words and close us out?
I do. Everybody, thank you for listening. You've been listening to Across the Marvel Universe. And as always, I hope you have a marvelous day.
I got the real world problem on my back every day. I got the shit, this way to try whatever.